Hey, what's up, guys? I'm David DeMuzio.
I'm Juanita Torres.
Welcome to Hair Loss Hope. And Juanita, I've known for about 8 years, maybe? Yeah, since you were quite young. You're still very young, but since you were much younger. And it's very cool that she's been working now doing hair transplants, part of the surgical process with Dr. McGrath for quite a while. And I just think, she's an awesome addition here. I wanted to hear a little bit of her perspective with being a tech here on Dr. McGrath's staff. And I think that she's definitely one of the heroines of the hair transplant process. So what are a few of the things that you do during the surgical process?
I assist during the procedure. Depends on if it's an FUE or an FUT. If it's an FUT, I assist during the opening. And then if it's an FUE, I help pulling the grafts out. Then we cut the grafts. Then we place. And then after that, they're ready to go. And then the next day, we'll work on their hair wash. If it's an FUT procedure, we do the suture removals after 10 days.
And when you say you pulling the grafts out, so you actually don't do the extraction part, the punch part, but then you actually go behind, Dodge or Dr. McGrath, whoever's doing the punch, and then you kind of like just pull the graft the rest of the way.
Yes, I start pulling the grafts.
Okay, awesome. And something that was kind of cool, just a few minutes ago, you guys finished a procedure on a guy named Sean. And Sean saw me walking by the door and he was like, "Hey, David, I watch your videos. That's the reason that I end up coming here." And so what was Sean saying about the procedure? I'm sure you overheard, but I was asking Sean, I was like, "Hey, how is this procedure, different or, than you kind of expected?" And do you remember what he said? I thought it was kind of cool.
Yes, he said that we were all very friendly. He loved seeing happy faces around him. He was very happy that we were all very professional. He loved seeing David here. He used to watch his YouTube videos since you started.
Yeah, he said since I started making them. I was like, wow, that's a long time.
And he was like, "Oh, I came to the right place." He was happy.
Yeah, I thought that was very cool. And I mean, that's a very important part of this process that people kind of miss until they're having surgery is how important the actual team is, and all of the people really getting along. How do you think that affects patients and like what's kind of your feeling and, having been part of this team, why is that such an important part of the process?
Yes. So in my experience, if I like one time I went to get my eyelashes done and then I saw how their team, they were all like very serious. They wouldn't talk. You felt that energy, that bad energy around you, and you don't feel as comfortable as going to a place where they're all gonna be friendly, smiling at you, where the technicians are gonna be talking to each other, just having a good energy around you helps you feel more comfortable and makes you feel confident that you'll have good results.
Wow, that is so important and something that I haven't even thought about that much because, my last few surgeries, I've been here with Dr. Mwamba and there has been such good energy, but you're 100% right that when you're on that surgical day, there can be, especially if it's your first time, like a little bit of dread of like, what am I getting into? I mean, this is a big decision. You're paying a lot of money. Like there's all these different feelings around it. And so getting into that situation where everyone is so friendly and people like you, and they're working on you and you can chat. And, Sean, who I was just chatting with, I was surprised. He actually stayed awake through most of the surgery because most people sleep, right?
Yes.
Yeah.
And it's not just for an hour. Like we're doing a procedure that can last up to 8 hours,
Yeah,
6 hours.
And Sean was saying that he didn't sleep most people, like I sleep through my whole surgery. So for him, that's going to be even more important. Like I'm going to be having surgery done on me for 8 hours and sitting in this chair. Like you better kind of like everybody around you, and feel like the way that you're moving and doing this surgery is a very like well-oiled machine. What is your favorite part of doing the surgery?
My favorite part is probably placing the grafts, just because like while you're placing, you're not just so concentrating on like cutting, because when you're cutting, you're thinking about the numbers, you're counting.
Okay.
While you're placing, you're just placing, and then we have a good energy in the room, and we have our good coworkers. Sometimes we talk to the patient, we talk to each other, so it just makes the time just go by very fast.
Cool. And would you ever consider like doing like becoming a surgeon? You know, is that ever been in your thoughts? Like, would you ever consider, yeah, do like trying to go to medical school, do a surgery yourself? Like, do you have any interest in that? Just out of curiosity.
Yeah, so I'm actually working on my bachelor's right now, and my plan is to go to medical school. And like after working here and seeing Dr. McGrath and all of the happy patients that we have here, I would consider going into surgery and doing hair transplants.
Oh, very cool. Well, stick around, and in a few years, you could be getting a hair transplant from Juanita. We'll see you soon.